Hi, my name is Anthony Martino. I wrote, directed, edited, produced, and I also appear in the movie as the one of the government agents. And I also voice all of the mutants in the film.
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm on the zombies. I also helped out like for 5 seconds behind set. So.
Hello. So I made this film almost 10 years ago. I made it for the Zone Film Race. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but it was a science fiction, sort of like the 48-hour film project, except for science fiction films in Houston. And rather than having only 48 hours to make the film, you would have a whole week to make it. And this was my second year doing it. The first year I did it, I made a film that was a little more serious, and I pivoted away from making more dramatic stuff to make something more silly, because the first film ended up getting some unintended laughter, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should try making something silly, and this is what I ended up doing. And I'm proud of the film. It's been almost 10 years, and this is the second time that Not Another Film screening has shown the film, and I'm always blown away by people's reactions to it. I wasn't expecting really anything at all, so the fact that I was hearing laughter really means a lot to me. So thank you all so much for coming out and watching the film. Questions? I'd love to hear them. Hello.
Hello, Anthony.
Hey.
Okay, first of all, the flying saucer, we all know what it was made of. Classic, absolute classic. Love that. Love the robot. Tell me more about the guy that put that together.
The guy that played who?
The guy that put that together and who played the robot.
Ryan Malarkey. So Ryan has been a friend of mine for almost 20 years. I met him in a theater program called Center Stage, Slightly Off Center Players in Deer Park, and we would do plays together. And I just became friends with him. Every summer I would hang out at his house for weeks on end. We'd play Super Smash Brothers, and we would just talk about making films together, and we would make little Mario and Solid Snake kind of humor like that for YouTube. And then I got more interested into filmmaking, and I wanted to bring him along into it because he's a talented guy, and he's great with arts and crafts. He made the robot costume, and I just made a film with him 2 weeks ago. I did the 48-hour film project. I did a film called Twilight of the Hunter. Our genres were silent action adventure, so we ended up making a Indiana Jones Indiana Jones vampire film, and he plays like a vampire hunter, and we had a really excellent time. He's like my best friend in the world.
Awesome. All right. Also, what made you decide to do the inbred fellas?
I just thought it was funny. I don't know. You think kind of redneck, you kind of veer towards the inbred thing. Some of that was improvised though. The two brothers, Chad and Ryan, they improvised the why does she get the pretty sister line? But the part about but she's my sister too, that was in the script.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just thought it was funny. Yeah.
All right, well, I loved it. I loved how you embraced the silliness. That is the kind of filmmaking we need today. Even because everyone seems to take themselves too seriously. Even Hollywood does that sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
one of my reviews, so when this played at the first Not Another Film screening, one of the reviews said that the film was too goofy. And I'm like, bro, it's a goofy film. You're allowed to make silly, goofy stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Hey. Look, we're not all of us are Martin Scorsese. We're not Quentin Tarantino. It's okay to make something wacky and just have fun. And that's really what I was doing. I was just having fun with my friends when I was a 20-year-old. So I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man. Hey, from a fellow filmmaker, great job. You
Thank
also
you.
get an A+.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi. So as a Texan, I feel represented. The thing that I was amazed by was how efficient it was. It starts in the government building so that you don't feel like it comes out of nowhere. It feels like there's a lot of smash cuts into action and straight into now talk about the plot with this scientist. And then there's appropriate time to let you linger on the garage door opening slowly so that you can focus on the spectacle of it, and it's really efficient. Like I think my favorite part is the editing. I'm a sucker for that kind of editing. So.
Thank you. It's funny that you point that out. I'm actually a professional full-time video editor. I edit a podcast, I edit social media content, but if y'all look at my IMDb, it's like 40 IMDb credits of like, if I set out to work on a film, it's usually to be an editor. I don't know how that came out because I only took one post-production class in college, and somehow I ended up being everyone's editor on their thesis film, which is cool. You know, I think that editing is one of the more tedious things for filmmaking, and I don't think a lot of people have the patience for it, which is fine, because I do, and I'm a masochist, and I just love filmmaking, and editing, while it is tedious, it's rewarding when you bring everything together and it works in a satisfying way, and I appreciate that you noticed that, because it's important to know when to cut fast. It's important to know when to let a shot linger. Hey, yeah. And so it means a lot that you paid attention to the editing. Yeah, thank you. Is there anything else that you wanted to add or ask?
No, that was it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hello. Hi. I just wanted to say it was very genuinely funny.
Thank you.
And that's not easy to make. So my question was, what was your maybe writing process or thought process when you were writing the script? You did mention some of them were ad-lib. And along with what he was saying, for comedy, I guess I think the editing has to do a lot with it as well.
Yeah.
But for example, how did you think about the joke? Like he kept taking his glasses off.
So that was improvised.
Oh, okay,
That was
okay.
improvised, yeah. Yeah, and if you notice, Quentin in the scene who plays the general, he also took his sunglasses
Yeah.
the cigar out of his mouth.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was just improvised.
Okay.
So a lot of that is, so as like a director and a writer, you have to know when it's appropriate to allow ad-libbing. And in a film like this, I allowed them to ad-lib.
Okay.
And I would also just kind of give them a vibe, like, okay, you're an inbred redneck. These are the lines, you can say them, but you know, if you think of something, it's okay to say it, you know, it's fine. And knowing when, again, like when it's appropriate not to do it, when it is appropriate to do it, because I think in the script it was just us saying those lines, and so if Ryan is like, why don't we do a bit where we take our glasses off, yes, let's do that. That makes the scene a lot more funny, you know? And just like separating yourself from the ego of like everything has to be from my brain and, you know, I'm the genius who wrote this. Like, just know that you're with funny, talented people and trusting their judgment for stuff like this. Ryan, you know, he's a funny guy, he's an actor. Chad and Ryan they're both actors. Knowing who to bring together as a team, you know, is important. And then just like trusting them, trusting that they trust you to, you know, get the project done and have it be well made. But also trusting them to bring something funny to the table and just like hanging out. I think just us being friends really brings a lot out in the project.
One last question for the actor. I know it was a while back, but do you remember like the filming environment, and what do you think the director brought to the environment that helped you as an actor?
Yeah, so the filming environment, like it was just a lot of collaboration, a lot of fun. Literally, it was like, okay, we have the script, we gotta like get through all these, and just like as we were banging through them, we were just like you were saying with adding like improvising lines and stuff. People were just like trying to bring as much fun to it as possible, which for a movie like this is like the best thing you could possibly hope for. That's pretty much it. There was just like a lot of like when we got to it, like just making the most of it and having fun with the entire process.
Awesome, thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Hey.
Howdy. I always like when they put our films together. It's so fucking
it's
super
nice,
nice,
isn't it?
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, the character that the scientist with the hair played, like, was that like Did you plan for him to talk like that, or like, because he sounded like a wrestler, like Nick Foley or like Hulk Hogan, R.I.P. But yeah, like, did you plan for him like talking like that way, or?
I wasn't planning for him to talk in any particular way. I think the script called for like a wild-haired, kind of crazy guy, and that was his interpretation. I can't speak for him. I wish he was here. So I could ask him if that's what he was going for, but I'm not too sure. But I think his approach, I don't want to put words in his mouth, was just be as crazy as possible, and that was how he kind of like interpreted that.
Okay, yeah. I really dug his performance. I mean, dug the whole thing. It's pretty fucking hard.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
And also, what's new for you?
So I just did the 48-hour film project. My film is a silent vampire action adventure film. It looks great. That's the first film that I shot kind of knowing a lot more about how cameras and lenses and lighting works, and I think it's my best shot film that I've ever done. I also have a film called Charlotte, Bloody Charlotte, which played at the April Not Another Film screening. So if y'all came to that screening and y'all saw this film for the first time, you can tell that those are two very drastically different films. If you'd like to check it out, you can come to me during intermission and I'll send you the link. It's still going through festivals, but I don't mind if y'all check it out, it's cool. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great.
So first of all, I just wanted to congratulate you guys. That was a really great piece of work.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, I really enjoyed it. But I wanted to ask you, I noticed you said that the film was 10 years old. That's quite a long time. Tell me some of the methods that you use to keep yourself motivated, to keep the film in rotation. You know, because 10 years is a long time for you to carry a project.
Yeah, to carry this project or just filmmaking in general?
With this particular project, with this being, you said this was 10 years, right?
Yeah. This was just my favorite film that I made for a long time. And I think it was because of how much fun I had and because I was able to make it with my friends. I do genuinely think that it just came together very well. There was some stuff that I tried out in college, some experimental stuff and stuff that I did for class projects. But I didn't really get back into writing and directing stuff until after I graduated. I made a film for the 48-hour film project, and then it was another 4 years after that before I made Charlotte, Bloody Charlotte. And this was always the one that stuck with me, and now Charlotte is probably my favorite film that I've made. I don't know, it's just when something comes together as well as it does, you just know that you've made something special. And I wasn't really intending on making this special. I was just trying to genuinely do the best possible job that I could do, and just make a good film. And I think if you approach something with that attitude, you just can't help but making something that you're proud of. If something comes out of, cynicism or, feeling like an obligation, or if it comes from anywhere else than a place of, I love this and I'm proud of this and I just want to have fun while doing it, then I think that it's just not as successful as something like this,
That's great. I really appreciate it from one professional to another. I look forward to you doing some more great work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
This is the second time I saw this film. I actually saw this here in Bad Astronaut last time when it was screened. It's basically like as I remember it, so it has a lot of replay value. I wanted to ask if there were other film festivals that you submitted this film to that won awards or maybe nominations.
Okay, yeah, so I did make this for a film festival. The film won 3rd place, Best Production Design, and was nominated for Best Editing, Writing, Director, Best Film, and like their Prime Directive Award, which was like the spirit of science fiction, kind of like the thing that they were going for the film for the film project directors. So it did win 3rd place. I feel like I should have won Best Editing, but it's fine. And then other festivals, it did go to the Sin City Horror Festival in Las Vegas in 2021. They have a very lenient submission window. A lot of festivals, it's only like within the last year or two that a project was made that they'll accept it. But that one, I think they go back 5 or 6 years or something like that. And it did play there, and the people in Las Vegas did enjoy it. I went to see it. That was one of the best film festivals I've ever been to, was Sin City Horror Fest. They're very accommodating for the filmmakers. They're very friendly people, and it was a nice environment. And I also got a free ticket to like Day of the Dead horror convention that was going on like down the street as getting accepted to that festival, so that was cool. And then it was accepted to the Thing in the Basement Horror Festival.
Okay. One more question. Let me see. So, considering that you told us about your action, silent adventure story, are you gonna make another like type of like Flesh of the Mutants type of film like anytime soon, like a sequel or something like that?
I've thought about making a sequel. I've also thought about fleshing it out into a feature. I have to really kind of like take a step back and kind of like divorce myself from like being the like educated filmmaker, like going to college and stuff, and learning as much as I have, and just kind of like reconnecting with kind of who I was 10 years ago, in order to make something that's in the same spirit as this. If I were to go down that route, I remember in college I tried to flesh it out into a feature, but it ended up being a little more like dramatic than I wanted it to be, and I was just like, this isn't working. So I would have to like reanalyze it and really understand what kind of like makes it as good as it is. But as for like any other thing in the same kind of vein, the Twilight of the Hunter is very much like a spiritual sequel, spiritual successor. In the same vein, it's black and white, it's silent, you know, there's vampires, but it's a little more dramatic than this one. It's not really comedic. But I would love to revisit this as a sequel or as a feature in the future. Never say never.
Of course. Thank you. That'll be all.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for watching my film. It means a lot that y'all came out. Thank you. This means the world to me.
Yeah. Well, on the subject of awards, I don't know. This would never be a category anywhere else, but I definitely think this deserves best use of Hershey's chocolate, because that was not blood.
That was Hershey's chocolate, Hershey's syrup, yeah. So we took a leaf out of Alfred Hitchcock's book on that one. Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. I'll stay for the intermission.